Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Cassie Kuhlman, at you straight with a T, hotter than a summer in Toronto. Now listen, social media is going absolutely crazy right now because word just dropped that Drake. Yeah, Champagne Papi himself might be in the biggest legal storm of his entire career. And this ain't no lil copyright issue or some fan trying to get a selfie refund. Nah, this is deep. We talking about a lawsuit that could literally shake his empire, tear apart some friendships, and expose secrets he's been keeping for years. Now hold on, because the streets are whispering and the blogs are screaming. This all started after an alleged incident at Drake's Beverly Hills mansion just a few months back. Rumors are saying a mystery woman, someone who's been around the OVO circle for years, just filed a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against the rapper, claiming emotional distress, betrayal, and career sabotage. And the craziest part? People are saying this lawsuit might involve someone from Drake's own team. Fans are shocked. The industry's divided. And the internet detectives already got their PowerPoints out, trying to connect the dots. Like, how did this all start? Why now, when Drake's just announced a new project and was spotted with some familiar faces again? Could this lawsuit be the reason we haven't seen him out much lately? Or is there something much darker going on behind the OVO curtain? Stay tuned, because we're about to break down the messy, twisted truth behind why Drake's name is all over the headlines again, and why this time he might not be able to charm his way out of this one. Grab your popcorn, y'all. It's about to get wild. All right, so boom. Here's where things start getting real messy. After that first wave of gossip hit Twitter and the blogs went into meltdown mode, fans were like, nah, this can't be real. Drake, don't get caught up like that. But within hours, TMZ-style pages started posting what looked like actual legal documents. Names were blurred out, of course. But one thing stood out there was a clear reference to Aubrey Graham, a Beverly Hills mansion, and an emotional misconduct claim that had everyone's jaw on the floor. So according to the streets, this all started a few months back at a private after-party following Drake's final night on tour in Los Angeles. The vibe was exclusive, invitonally, and apparently included a mix of industry people, influencers, and a few close friends. Word is, one woman, let's call her Jade for now, had been working behind the scenes with OVO for a while. She wasn't some random groupie. Nah, she was in the creative mix, helping coordinate visuals for Drake's upcoming project. Now, here's where things twist. Sources close to Jade claim that Drake had been emotionally involved with her for nearly a year, but kept things super low-key. Apparently, they met while working on a video shoot, and over time, what started as a creative bond turned into something a little more personal. Jade thought she was building something real, but according to her side of the story, once Drake started reconnecting with some of his old flames, particularly one high-profile singer he's been linked to before, things between them got tense. The said she started noticing a shift in Drake's tone. One day he'd be calling her his muse. The next he'd be distant, cold, almost like she didn't exist. And apparently, that night at the Beverly Hills mansion was the breaking point. She reportedly confronted him in front of several people, accusing him of ghosting her and sabotaging her creative role in the OVO circle. Witnesses say the argument got heated, voices raised, emotions ran high, and by the end of the night, Jade left in tears. But that was just the beginning. 2 weeks later, screenshots started surfacing online showing what fans believe were text exchanges between Jade and Drake. Nothing too incriminating, but the tone was definitely emotional. "You changed on me," one message read. "After everything we built." Then another response that looked like Drake's alleged message said, "This business is messy. I can't fix everything." Whether those messages were real or not, they caught fire instantly. Fans started picking sides, some saying Jade was clout chasing, others saying Drake had gone too far, playing with someone's emotions. Around that same time, Jade reportedly stopped getting paid for her creative contributions to OVO. People in the inner circle claimed that her name was quietly removed from upcoming credits and projects she'd been part of. That's when, according to insiders, she decided to take legal action. Now, here's where it gets wild. The lawsuit doesn't just accuse Drake of emotional distress, goes deeper. She's alleging that he used his power to blacklist her in the industry, leaking private details to mutual contacts and damaging her professional reputation. She's claiming lost opportunities, anxiety, and a massive hit to her career because of how everything went down, and y'all already know? Once lawyers get involved, everything turns cold real fast. OVO's legal team allegedly reached out for a quiet settlement, but Jade refused, saying she wanted the truth out there. And that's when the lawsuit officially hit. The internet's reaction? Pure chaos. Fans are shocked. The OVO faithful are calling it a setup, while others think Drake finally crossed a line he can't just smooth talk his way out of. One fan tweeted, "Drake always writes about heartbreak, but now he's the heartbreaker on trial." Another said, "Every time Drake drops an album, there's drama. This time it's going to cost him millions." But behind the scenes, things were reportedly even more dramatic. Sources claim that some of Drake's closest friends, including members of his team, are divided. One side believes he should fight the lawsuit, deny everything, and protect the brand. The other side thinks he should settle quietly before things spiral further. There's even talk that one of his longtime producers, someone who's been with him since the early days, might have been subpoenaed to testify about what he knew. Meanwhile, Jade hasn't said much publicly. She posted a single story on Instagram, a black background with the words, "Truth always finds its way." That one post sparked thousands of comments and over 100 reaction videos on YouTube. Bloggers started digging through her old photos, trying to find proof of her connection to Drake. And sure enough, in one photo from early summer, fans spotted her at what looked like Drake's home studio, sitting on the same couch that's been seen in OVO behind-the-scenes footage. Drake himself has been quiet, which is rare. Usually when something blows up online, he'll post a cryptic caption or a photo that fans read between the lines on. But this time, silence. No tweets, no IG posts, nothing. It's like he's gone ghost. People close to him say he's been laying low in Toronto, trying to keep his circle tight while his team handles the fallout. But you know how the internet works when you go silent? People talk louder. Rumors are flying that the lawsuit includes SHO, includes SHHL, includes audio recordings and voice messages that could paint Drake in a manipulative light. Others say Jade's legal team is pushing for a full deposition, which would mean Drake has to answer questions under oath. And as if that wasn't enough, there's another layer to this mess. Whispers started spreading that one of Drake's exes, someone very famous, might be connected to this drama too. Some claim Jade was working on that ex's music video before she joined OVO, and that there's bad blood from way back. If that's true, this lawsuit could open up a whole web of past drama that Drake thought he'd left behind years ago. By the end of the week, every major hip-hop outlet was running the story. Say Cheese, Academics, Shade Room, they all posted clips, speculations, and anonymous sources claiming they'd seen parts of the lawsuit. And then a bombshell dropped. One of the alleged legal reps leaked that Jade was demanding not just money, but a public apology and the rights to some unreleased creative materials she'd helped design for OVO's next project. If that's true, we're not just talking about a lawsuit anymore. We're talking about control over Drake's brand image itself. Fans are calling it the OVO takedown. One tweet went viral saying, "She's not just suing Drake, she's trying to take OVO from him." Others think it's all cap, that someone's trying to smear him ahead of a major album drop. Either way, the tension's thick. And the story's still unfolding. And right when everyone thought it couldn't get messier, a close friend of Jade's decided to speak, dropping a shocking voice memo that hinted at more secrets buried under the surface. And that, my friends, is where everything started to unravel even further. That voice memo Jade's friend dropped changed everything. It wasn't just some random audio leak. It was a nearly 2-minute clip that seemed to capture a private conversation between Jade and another woman. You could hear Jade's voice trembling, emotional, saying stuff like, "He told me I'd always have a place in his circle. I didn't think he'd just erase me like that." And then the other woman, who fans think might be someone from the OVO team, replied, "You know how he is when he feels cornered. He'll protect the brand before he protects people." That one line blew up the internet. Suddenly, this wasn't just about a messy breakup. This sounded like a calculated cover. Dash-up.Twitter spaces were running all night. Fans were dissecting every word, trying to figure out who that second voice was. Some people swore it was a stylist who's been seen with Drake's entourage for years, while others claimed it was someone from management. Either way, it didn't matter. The damage was done. The hashtag Drake lawsuit started trending #1 worldwide. And then, like clockwork, the blogs started pulling receipts. Old tweets, photos, even archived stories showing Jade at OVO events, album release dinners, and recording sessions. One clip from last year resurfaced, showing her in the background during a live stream Drake did with Lil Yachty. Fans slowed it down, zoomed in, and the comments exploded. "She's been there this whole time." One fan wrote, "So this isn't some random fan, she was part of the inner circle." That's when the narrative started shifting. People who had first called Jade a clout chaser started reconsidering, and Drake's silence was only making it worse. Insiders claimed his team was scrambling, trying to get ahead of the story before more audio or texts came out. Reportedly, his PR rep reached out to major outlets asking them to verify authenticity before publishing. But that kind of move usually means one thing: the team's in panic mode. Meanwhile, Jade was allegedly approached by multiple TV networks and podcasts, offering her a platform to tell her story. Some sources even said Zeus Network and a couple of popular YouTube channels reached out, hoping to turn the saga into a full-on documentary series. But according to someone close to her, she's not doing it for fame. She just wants accountability. Still, every time she posts a cryptic message, the internet loses its mind. One night, she dropped an Instagram caption saying, "You can't build a kingdom on broken trust." Within minutes, Drake fans flooded her comments, half defending, half attacking. The drama was everywhere, and just when things couldn't possibly get worse for Drake. A new piece of info hit a leaked email thread between OVO executives. The messages allegedly discussed damage control and how to remove Jade's name from creative credits quietly before the new rollout. If those emails are real, that's corporate-level pettiness. That's not just bad optics, that's potential evidence for her case. So at this point, the tension in the OVO camp was at an all-time high. Reportedly, Drake's manager Oliver was seen having what sources called a heated argument with one of the creative directors outside of the OVO office in Toronto. Witnesses said it looked bad: loud voices, hand gestures, frustration. Someone recorded part of it, and though the audio was fuzzy, you could hear one of them say, "We told him this would blow up. Now look what's happening." But the craziest twist came next. An anonymous source reached out to multiple hip-hop outlets claiming that Jade wasn't the only woman preparing legal action. Apparently, there might be another person, someone overseas, who's been in talks with the same legal team. The source said if Jade wins this case, more women are coming forward. Suddenly, this wasn't just one lawsuit. This was shaping up to be something much bigger, something that could seriously damage Drake's public image and business. Partnerships.brands started paying attention. Word on the street was that a luxury fashion label Drake was supposed to collaborate with quietly paused negotiations. And one beverage company reportedly started reviewing contract terms. Money talks. And when money starts backing away, that's when a celebrity really starts to feel the pressure now. In the midst of all this chaos, fans started noticing subtle signs from Drake himself. No direct posts, but weird little hints. He was spotted out in Toronto wearing a hoodie that said, "Trust nobody." He unfollowed a few people on Instagram, people who happened to also follow Jade. Then, in the middle of the night, he liked a tweet that said, "Sometimes silence is protection, not guilt." Of course, fans screenshotted it instantly. Now the debate was, is Drake the victim of manipulation? Or is he finally getting called out for crossing emotional lines? But let me tell you, the real shock came when a certain high-profile ex of Drake's, a global superstar singer, posted a cryptic message of her own. She tweeted, "Karma never forgets addresses." People immediately assumed she was talking about him. Gossip sites went wild, suggesting maybe she knew something or had her own history with the same kind of behavior. And that's when people started connecting dots that maybe Jade wasn't lying. That maybe this was part of a bigger pattern of Drake mixing business with emotion. Meanwhile, Jade's legal team reportedly filed new documents requesting Drake's deposition be expedited. That means she wants him questioned under oath as soon as possible. Her lawyers told the press that they have compelling evidence that will speak for itself. That line alone sent shockwaves through the fandom. What kind of evidence? Messages, recordings, witnesses. And as all this was going down, a small clip leaked an alleged snippet of an unreleased Drake song that sounded eerily personal. The lyrics mentioned betrayal, silence, and losing trust in someone who was too close to the team. Now, nobody knows if it's real or old, but fans are convinced it's a response to Jade. Comments flooded TikTok. He turned the lawsuit into a song already. This man can't stop making heartbreak bars even in crisis. Drake's camp, of course, denied everything, saying the clip was fake. But by then, it didn't even matter. The story had taken on a life of its own. YouTube channels were breaking it down frame by frame. Reddit threads were building timelines. And the OVO brand was suddenly under a microscope. Still, people close to Drake say he's furious. Apparently, he feels betrayed that someone in his circle could have leaked private details. Insiders claim he's been calling meetings, cutting off people he doesn't trust. One source said, "It's like he's going through everyone's loyalty one by one. Imagine being part of that team right now, walking on eggshells. Waiting for your phone to ring, wondering if you're next to get frozen out." And yet, amid the drama, Drake's loyal fan base keeps defending him. OVO stans have started entire threads arguing Jade's story has too many holes. And some claim the timing is suspicious right before his new album rollout. A few even think this is all an elaborate smear campaign cooked up by rival industry people. But here's where it gets darker. Late one night, a Twitter account claiming to be Jade's cousin dropped a bombshell tweet. You think this is just about heartbreak? You don't know half of it. They tried to silence her. It was deleted minutes later, but screenshots spread like wildfire. Fans started theorizing that maybe there's a bigger power struggle happening behind the scenes. That Jade uncovered something about OVO's business dealings that wasn't supposed to see daylight by now. It's not just about emotions. It's about control, image, money, and power. And while Drake keeps his silence, Jade's camp keeps dropping breadcrumbs that hint at something explosive still to come. And it's just when everyone thought the situation had reached its peak. Another twist surfaced that left even die-hard fans speechless. A mysterious file labeled OVO Evidence Drop 1 started circulating in private group chats and fan servers, claiming to contain screenshots that could change everything, where things went absolutely nuclear. That mysterious file, the one labeled OVO Evidence Drop 1, popped up in a private Discord group at like 3 in the morning. At first, people thought it was fake, just another internet troll trying to stir the pot. But then someone leaked screenshots from the folder. And bro, it was chaos. The folder allegedly had dozens of screenshots, emails, and what looked like snippets of private DMs. Now, nobody could prove if they were legit, but the content alone had the internet spiraling. One screenshot that spread like wildfire showed a message supposedly from Drake to Jade saying, "You knew what this was. Don't play the victim." Another message, allegedly sent a few hours later, said, "If this goes public, everyone loses, including you." Now again, we can't say for sure if those are real, but the tone, the timing, it was too perfect, too in sync with the lawsuit drama. Fans were convinced it had to be connected by morning. Every social media platform was drowning in takes, theories, and memes. People were calling it Drakegate. Some fans defended him, saying the screenshots were clearly edited. Others swore they matched his old text style and slang. One user even compared timestamps from Drake's previous EG stories to the supposed messages to prove the timeline lined up. The internet had turned into a full-blown detective agency. But it didn't stop there. A new name popped up in the leaked files. A producer under the OVO umbrella named Ty. Someone who's worked quietly behind the scenes for years. In one alleged email chain, Ty appeared to be warning someone on the team that cutting Jade out could backfire legally. That's true. It means at least one person tried to stop all this before it got ugly. And if Drake ignored that advice, man, that's not a good look. Then, out of nowhere, Jade's lawyer went live on Instagram. Straight face, no filter, no hesitation. She said, "We will be submitting additional evidence that supports our client's claims of retaliation and emotional harm." The comment section was losing it. People were begging for details, for proof, for names. But the lawyer just smiled and said, "You'll see soon enough." Within an hour, the clip had over 500,000 views and was shared by every major hip-hop page. Meanwhile, Drake was still radio silent, but fans noticed something weird. All of his OVO affiliate accounts suddenly went private. No comments, no tags, no mentions. It's like they all went underground overnight. And then one of his photographers posted a single blurry photo of Drake in his studio. Head down, hoodie on, cigarette in hand, with the caption, "Storm Season." That one image sparked another wave of speculation. Was he recording a diss track? Was he about to break his silence? Or was he just trying to process everything privately? And then came the next twist, the alleged leak of a phone recording. A TikTok user posted a short audio clip that sounded like a man's voice saying, "We just need her to sign the NDA before rollout, bro. She's emotional, but she'll calm down once the check clears." Fans went wild, claiming it was Drake's voice. Others said it was just a deepfake. Either way, the clip had already done its damage. The timing was too perfect, right as people were starting to doubt Jade. Boom! Another leak reignited the fire. Now, while the internet was busy eating this up, things behind the scenes were reportedly unraveling fast. According to close sources, Drake's team had started internal meetings to assess who might have leaked the evidence drop. Apparently, everyone had to sign updated non-disclosure agreements, and there were rumors of phones being confiscated temporarily during meetings. One insider even claimed Drake himself confronted someone, asking, "You think I wouldn't find out who's talking?" Sounds straight out of a movie, but hold up, here comes another layer. Someone from Jade's circle leaked a voice memo to a hip-hop news outlet, and it had people shook. In it, Jade could be heard crying, saying, "He promised he'd never use my ideas without credit. Now they're using them in the new campaign." So not only was this about emotions, now it was about ownership. If she really contributed creative concepts to OVO's visuals or branding, that could mean legal copyright claims on top of everything else. And that's when it hit Drake's business hard. A high-end sneaker brand he was supposed to collaborate with suddenly postponed their joint announcement indefinitely. Fans noticed the brand's official page quietly removed their promo post featuring Drake's tag. That's millions of dollars potentially gone. And according to an insider, he was furious when he found out. Allegedly, he was heard saying, "They really trying to destroy everything I built." Now, picture this Drake in his Toronto mansion, pacing around, smoke in the air, phone buzzing nonstop. His legal team throwing updates at him. Half his circle's nervous, the other half plotting counter moves. Insiders claim he's considering releasing an interview, something serious, controlled, maybe even emotional, to set the record straight. Some say he's already been approached by major outlets, but he's hesitant because one wrong word could cost him even more. Then came the biggest shock of all. Jade's friend, the same one who leaked the first voice memo, did a surprise live interview on a small but messy podcast, and she spilled. She said Drake had a pattern of getting too close to the women he worked with, then ghosting them when things got complicated. She claimed Jade wasn't the first to feel used and shut out. She even hinted that some songs we thought were about random exes might have been about real people who can't speak out. That episode hit over 2 million views in a day, and right after that, screenshots surfaced of an alleged cease and desist letter sent from Avo's lawyers to the podcast host, demanding the episode be taken down immediately to prevent further defamation. But by then, it was too late. Once something hits the internet, it's permanent. People started archiving, re-uploading, clipping, remixing. It was everywhere at this point. The energy around Drake had shifted. He wasn't just the world's biggest rapper anymore. He was the center of a messy legal, emotional, and brand-destroying tornado. Even some celebrities began subtly weighing in. One R&B singer tweeted, "The industry protects its own until it doesn't." Another artist posted a shady IG story with the caption, "When you play God too long, the truth humbles you." Fans started speculating who they were talking about. But let's be real, everyone knew, and it didn't stop there. TMZ reportedly reached out to Drake's camp for comment. And his team issued a short statement saying, "We are aware of the circulating rumors and false narratives being pushed online. Legal proceedings are ongoing and we will not be commenting further." But that line, false narratives, triggered another online war. Jade's supporters claimed the wording proved they were scrambling. Drake's defenders said it was proof she was lying. Through it all, one thing was clear. The truth, whatever it was, had been buried under layers of fame, heartbreak, and legal threats. The once private Drake now found himself being dissected like a reality TV villain. People weren't just talking about his music anymore. They were talking about his morals, his relationships, and his power moves. Then came the cliffhanger moment nobody expected. Late one night, Jade posted a black and white video on her stories. No captions, no sound, just a clip of her standing outside what looked like a courthouse, holding a folder with the Ovo Owl logo faintly visible inside. That one image sent shockwaves through social media. It was like her silent mic drop, her way of saying, "This ain't over." And just like that, the internet was left on fire again, waiting, speculating, arguing, while behind the scenes, both sides were gearing up for something even bigger than anyone could imagine. Jade standing there, folder in hand, no caption, no sound, just that quiet confidence that says, "I got receipts." That single video spread faster than wildfire. Within minutes, the blogs had reposted it. Influencers were stitching reactions. And even mainstream outlets started covering the story now like it wasn't just gossip. It was news. Headlines everywhere. Drake lawsuit takes shocking turn. Mystery evidence could change everything. Ovo under fire. Now, sources close to Jade started whispering that the folder wasn't just for show. It allegedly contained something major. Documents, screenshots, contracts with missing signatures, maybe even recorded calls. Nobody knew exactly, but everyone agreed it was enough to make Drake's camp nervous. People online started saying she's about to pull a Meg, a Kick, and a Cassie all in one. That comment alone went viral because it hit. This was now about more than heartbreak. It was about exposure, accountability, and power. And the craziest part, within 24 hours, Jade's lawyer filed an amended claim, expanding the lawsuit. That means new evidence was officially added. The updated filing reportedly included proof of communication breakdowns, withheld payments, and even creative material that was allegedly used without Jade's consent. So, while the world was gossiping, but here's the twist nobody saw coming. One of Drake's longtime collaborators, a guy who's been with him since his early mixtape days, posted something cryptic that sent fans spiraling. He wrote on X, "Loyalty can't save you when the truth comes out." No tags, no hashtags, just that. And within seconds, people connected the dots. Could it be that even people inside Drake's camp are starting to doubt him? That was the question burning up every comment section now. Word is, Ovo's been trying to negotiate a private settlement behind the scenes. They allegedly offered Jade a 7-figure deal if she dropped the case and sign a permanent non-disclosure. But according to her camp, she rejected it. Sources said she told her lawyer it's not about money anymore. That line alone lit the internet on fire. Fans started making edits, calling her the new villain in Drake's story, while others called her the hero the industry needed. Everyone had a take, and then, as if the universe wanted to add fuel to the fire, a mysterious burner account popped up on Twitter, claiming to be someone from inside Drake's inner circle. The account started tweeting wild stuff like they deleted messages from the backup drive, and he knows the audio's real. The tweets got deleted within minutes, but by then, screenshots had already gone viral. Now, people were saying, hey, maybe this wasn't just emotional drama. Maybe there's real corporate-level cover-up happening by this point. Every celebrity gossip show was running the story. Candidly, Cassie, Say Cheese, Hollywood Unlocked, everybody had their exclusive source giving inside info. And then during a live stream, one journalist claimed the unreleased evidence includes emails proving Drake personally approved, removing Jade's name from an OVO creative credit list. If that's true, it could legally support her claim of retaliation. That would be huge. Drake's silence was starting to feel louder than words. No statement, no post, nothing. Just his team dropping vague denials and calling everything misinformation. But fans know Drake. He's strategic. He doesn't react. He responds through art. So when he suddenly previewed a new song during an OVO radio session, everyone was like, here it is, his side. And man, the lyrics were cold. He rapped, they play victim when you leave them. They twist love into legal agreements. Fans went crazy. Half thought it was a confession, half said it was him reclaiming his narrative. Within an hour, the clip had 1 million views and sparked another war in the comments. But while everyone was debating bars, Jade's lawyer released a public statement that hit harder than any lyric. She said, music can't erase evidence. The timing was savage. The quote spread everywhere. The media dubbed it the line that silenced Drake's track. And for the first time, people started realizing this might not just fade away like past rumors. This could follow him into court, into endorsements, into his legacy, and yo. Here's the wildest part. Rumors started spreading that Jade's legal team is now in talks with multiple other women from the entertainment world, allegedly with similar experiences. If even one of them goes public, this lawsuit could explode into a full-blown class action style situation. That's career-shaking level drama. Fans are torn. Some are saying Drake's being targeted because he's successful, that people always come for the top. Others are saying he's finally being held accountable after years of blurred lines between business and personal. No matter where you stand, the internet hasn't seen a scandal this layered since the whole Diddy and Cassie drama. And still, the biggest mystery remains, what's in that folder Jade held outside the courthouse? Because she hasn't revealed it yet. Insiders say it's being held as evidence under seal, meaning the public can't see it until the hearing. So now the entire industry's just waiting for that one moment when everything comes to light. As of right now, Drake's team has officially filed a motion to dismiss, calling the claims fabricated and motivated by fame. But legal experts are saying it might not be that easy. Even if parts of the lawsuit get thrown out, the court of public opinion is already watching every move he makes. And in the age of viral outrage, perception is reality. The story has all the elements of a movie: betrayal, heartbreak, power, money, and fame colliding in the messiest way possible. One day, Drake's celebrating his new album, and the next, he's fighting to protect his image. Jade's gone from background creative to headline name overnight. Fans are split, the industry's whispering, and the blogs. They're eating good, and the craziest part is, nobody really knows how it'll end. Will Jade's evidence destroy his brand? Will Drake finally speak publicly? Or will they both settle quietly, never admitting anything? Letting the world argue forever about what was real and what was fake. All we know is this lawsuit has become bigger than just Drake. It's become a cultural moment, a reflection of what happens when fame, emotion, and control collide under the spotlight. And just like that, Drake's empire stands at a crossroads. Either this storm passes, or it rewrites his entire legacy. A story that's got everyone from fans to lawyers to industry insiders on edge. Drake, one of the biggest names in music, now finds himself in a lawsuit that's not just about money or heartbreak, but about trust, power, and reputation. Jade's silence since that courthouse moment has only made things 10 times more mysterious. Everybody's waiting for that one court date, that one leak, that one post that finally reveals what's really in that folder. Will she really bring down the OVO empire, or will Drake's team shut this down before it goes any further? That's the question. And the energy around this whole thing is wild. Fans are split, half saying Jade's just chasing attention, the other half calling her a symbol of industry truth-telling. People are revisiting old Drake lyrics, looking for hidden confessions, and even his peers are keeping suspiciously quiet. The industry feels like it's holding its breath, waiting to see if Drake drops a statement, a song, or just disappears until the storm passes. But let's be real, this story is far from over. And if history's taught us anything, it's that where there's smoke, there's always more fire waiting to come out. Will this be the case that changes how artists move behind the scenes? Or just another headline that fades when the next scandal hits? Only time's gonna tell. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Drake's innocent and being set up? Do you think Jade's finally exposing something the world's been ignoring for too long? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this story's getting deeper by the minute. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications, because when this courtroom drama drops, we're bringing every new detail right here. First, stay tuned, stay locked, and keep your popcorn ready,